Shalom and good day all, this is Tehillim29 back again for some DC reviews, and in these DC reviews I'll be covering the Batman and Robin Year 1. Of course we have the appearance of the Noir edition, which is basically sort of like meant to be a one-shot, which was the idea for the actual series. And then we have issue 2 of the same, but in color this time. And last but not least, the World's Finest. All of these are written by Mark Waid. So I'll now get things ready to sort of like cover the first things that will be covered. Now let's just consider the Noir as a bit of a recap as to what happened in relation to the first issue. And when we move into issue 2, which will be covered next, I'll of course move into the area of the art rating in that. So of course I'll be covering the covers for issue 1 and issue 2 and their rating, to which cover 1 gets 7.5 out of 10 and cover 2 also gets 7.5 out of 10. I'll now move into showing some of the internal art around the Noir edition. And now let's just consider this, or as I mentioned before, it will be a bit of a recap over some of the things that happened in the first issue. And then we're going to be moving into the second issue, which is the color edition. So of course with the Noir edition, it's in black and white. And of course we catch up with the character of Dick Grayson and Alfred and the rest of the members that make up this early Bat family. And we of course get the appearance of the Batmobile and also some of the jobs that are taking place in this story. As we jump towards the middle of the story, we of course get some of the events that are taking place as they move into taking on some of the villains within Gotham City. Of course we get such characters such as Jim Gordon, Two-Face, and a couple of other characters. We can't forget the character of General Grimaldi, which we'll see more so towards the end of this, which is seen here. So as we start to move into issue 2, of course we're back in color, and we learn that social services are wanting to make sure that Bruce Wayne is the right person to adopt Dick Grayson within this story. As Batman continues with his ward, of course coming out from the Batcave and also showing Dick Grayson the Batcave, we move into some deeper things to which we get to see these characters work together. Whilst this is occurring, they're working on, of course, solving a case and also saving citizens in the process. See, Batman does smile. Until last but not least, we move to one of the villains in the series, which is Grimaldi. For the internal art, I give it a 7.5 out of 10. Now it's time to move in relation to the area of the story. First things first, do we get anything time-wise in relation to the story? No, we don't. Next is the location, to which we end up getting, of course, this is taking place in Gotham. We get to see Wayne Manor, of course, the Child Services, and also the Batcave making an appearance. The cast of characters consisting of Bruce Wayne Batman, Dick Grayson Robin, we have Jim Gordon, Two-Face, General Grimaldi, Laura, Alfred, and someone else. I think it's Tommy, much like Tommy Gunn. And for the overall rating, I give it a 7.5 out of 10. Now it's time to move on to World's Finest, issue 33. So as we move into World's Finest, issue 33, does this cover in any way, shape or form connect to something that is happening inside of the cover? In some essence it does, to which I give it a 7 out of 10. Now it's time to move into the area of the internal art as we have a look around the beginning, middle, and of course the end, and also what's happening story-wise with the characters. So as the story begins, we've got the appearance of like some of the young Titans working together, along with members that make up the Justice League. as they encounter some stuff that Eclipso is doing with the heroes, and of course it's left for some of the heroes who are able to help to give help, and we see some locations such as Solar City, Greenland, the Atlantic, Chicago, and a whole list of other places that we see throughout the story, which I thought was really fun. It's nice to know that the members of not just Batman and Superman are traveling around the world, but also traveling around the US as well, as we get to see what's happening in these places and even the locations to which the main heroes hang out. So as we start to move towards the middle of the story, we have the appearance of the members of the JSA who are also helping to, or helping out the Justice League members within this story, which was really good to see, from the Question and many others that make their appearance. I wasn't able to get the names of all of them, but I just marked them down as the JSA. And last but not least, towards the end, to which we finally have the JSA helping to free up the Justice League from any villains that they have had trouble with, and definitely looking forward to what will be happening in the next issue. I must admit, I really enjoyed the internal art in this story, to which I gave a 7.5 out of 10. Now it's time to move in relation to the story rating. So first things first, considering how far we are issue-wise, did we get any comic book references to what might be important to this arc or run? The answer is no, though, but it's still important to include in a story like this. Next is the area of time, to which we had later being used, along with the next thing after that, which is the locations that made an appearance in the story. So we had Solar City, Greenland, the Atlantic, Chicago, Coastal City, and one other place, which I wrote down very terribly. But back to the main thing after that, and that is the cast of characters. Of course, we had Dick Grayson, Robin, we had members of the Justice League, of course the villain Eclipso, and the members of the Justice Society of America. For the overall story rating, I give it a 7 out of 10. Until then, let's keep it colourful and have yourself an awesome day.